absolutely. Thank goodness for the age of technology that we're in.
Yeah. And that's the whole point of this podcast too, is like being with the era that we're in with social media. You have your shop on Etsy, you have a
Mhm.
social media presence, you have so much experience in the entertainment industry, and you've put it all together, and you're
Yeah.
your own entrepreneur. You're able to have your own schedule, you make a great income and you get to like make your own rules. And as little as even like 5 years ago, this whole idea of like drop shipping, Etsy, or like social
Mhm.
media to where it is today, how Instagram has exploded. Now there's TikTok. And, if we were to be talking about the opportunities that are given today, 5 years ago,
Mhm.
people would be like, oh, it doesn't make sense. Or what do you mean?
Right.
I haven't heard of it. With YouTube, especially, I remember when YouTube started coming around, people would have like YouTube shows, and you would talk about a YouTube show. Everyone's like, oh, amateur, oh, whatever.
Yeah,
But now
absolutely.
YouTube is it. Like, we watch movies on YouTube, we watch podcasts. It's just streaming is very important, and
Yeah.
especially for making an income. So with this episode, I want to start with like how you started with LMFAO, and then how it went to Wild and Out, and then to your own store, Homegirl Hookup Shop on
Yeah.
Etsy, and you're also a host on a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. Oh man, my story is pretty special in my opinion because strangely enough, it's all connected. None of these things are independent from each other. It was a domino effect. I think it started as early as middle school. Sky Blue and Red Foo are the two members of LMFAO, and I actually went to middle school with Sky Blue. So, we're growing up and he's rapping, he's doing his thing in school, and I think it's great, and that was pretty much the end of it. This is during the days of MySpace. So 2008, I am at a rave and I'm sitting on the concrete and enjoying my life, listening to music, and somebody walks by and they call me by my legal name, like my government name. And I was like, I'm sorry, who is this? And it happened to be Sky. And so, if long story short, I figured out that they were in a group and they were making music. I'm in Miami, bitch was out. And so I started following them on social media. MySpace actually was how it started. And Twitter was starting to like take off at the time. So they were live streaming their events. They were doing really innovative stuff with social media, and that's how I kept up with them. And I started showing up to shows, and I simultaneously was dancing. And one day they happened to see me dancing at an event, and the opportunity to work for them came onto the table. I definitely can thank them for encouraging me and the rest of the artists that were performing with the group at the time to get serious about social media, because this is in, the mid 2000s, and we were all using it, but it was definitely a personal thing. I feel like at the time, you were just sharing the stuff you wanted to share with your friends and your family that followed you. And being encouraged to take it a little more seriously and try to look at social media as a way to share what I was doing professionally was definitely something that they pushed us to do. In the beginning, I was annoyed. I was like, I don't want to tweet and do all these Instagram posts and things like that. But once I got onto Instagram and started posting, I really enjoyed the idea of just sharing the experiences. And at the time, I was blessed with being able to tour with the group. So all of a sudden, I'm not just
World too.
yeah, I mean, I think we've got close to 50 countries under our belt. I went through 3 passports, and it was this whirlwind experience that I never, ever expected to be a part of. And I can genuinely say that YouTube was a huge reason why LMFAO did so well in the beginning, because their Party Rock Anthem music video became the most viewed music video on the internet at the time. So it was really like, again, everything that was happening to us for the first time. And it was almost shocking to watch how it was unfolding and realize like, oh, this is real. This is happening. Okay, now you need to take it seriously because this is your way that you're connecting with the world. So we were blessed to travel and to get our actual faces in front of people in other countries. And I can say that that's probably where the bulk of my growth came from on social media. Definitely can attribute it to the boys and the time working with them. And again, at that point, it was business, but I was coming to it from an amateur perspective because we didn't have any experience to work with. And slowly, as things transitioned and I moved on to the next phases of life, I started to realize how it is a business in and of itself. So in Japan, I'm out and about with the boys at an after party, and we run into Nick Cannon. So Nick is DJing. We meet. It's a friendly conversation. Years later, I'm back at home and I don't even honestly recall how it happened, but the conversation came back up and I got reintroduced, and he is the person who asked me to be on Wild 'N Out. Being a Wild 'N Out girl was quite an experience because for the first time in my life, someone's like, okay, so we're going to have you stand here and you're just going to laugh at the jokes and be pretty. I know you're going to pay me for this. So again, talking about how a few years ago, people didn't even realize that it was possible to make an income off of these type of things. Obviously acting, yes, but I never could have predicted that my adventures as a dancer, sharing them through social media, would parlay into meeting, being introduced with the show. And that was a beautiful experience for me. Again, very much a whirlwind. You go in, it's like you look on TV and you watch them film you see a whole season, but we did it in days. And
all of my life, I swear